Hello, happy birthday for those of you born in September, my dear Libras. And thank you for joining me for this, which is your September reading for 2017. I'm Lorien, and I'm going to do this general reading for you. This is going to be for Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising signs, also if your Venus is in Libra, because sometimes that kind of connection can come through and see what your love sign is trying to do for you. So we're going to be using the Everyday Witch Tarot by Deborah Blake, and if you want a personal reading from me, all you have to do is go to the link below. It'll take you to my website, or email me lorientarot@gmail.com. So if you will want a reading from myself, that's how you get in touch. Okay, let's have a look and see what kind of intriguing information is coming through for our dear Libras this month. Now, I'm right with you. I'm Libra rising, so I'm going to have some kind of emotional connection, I think, this month. People have been very emotional recently with the eclipse. But for Libras in particular, your balance seems to be very much a case of closure this month. Maybe you're putting some kind of thing to one side and then you're able to balance out again, but my meditation did bring forward some kind of connection that way. So let's have a look and see what we get for you anyway. So Libra 2017 September. That's weird, they just said time to me. Time. I don't know whether that means time to come, or you still need time, or that now is time. You know, time. You know when the people call time to say this is it? That's kind of what it felt like. Okay. So you have the Tower. Wow. Okay. The Hanged Man. Interesting. Three of Pentacles. Right, okay. 10 of Pentacles. Very intriguing. 7 of Pentacles. The Page of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, wow, okay, and you also have the 5 of Wands. Interesting. Below we have the 7 of Wands. So I'm just going to move my cauldron out of the way. I've just been doing some spells and things, so excuse me. I forgot to put that around. Okay, so let's see what we can have a look into here for you guys. There's something that just, they started singing to me, or that they put in the song in for me, and it's that change is gonna come song, and it feels like this is not to take away from the meaning of that, but it does feel like it's a broad term of a change that's gonna come. There's gonna be some strange happenings, I think, along the way. There'll be a lot of messages. You're very much in the realm of communication this month, which is good because, you know, Mercury has gone retrograde, but it goes direct on the 5th, or around the 5th, 6th of September. So the rest of September is going to be pretty good, and I think the communication is probably going to be alright as well. It just feels like, especially towards the end here, you could have some kind of disagreement to rectify, or some people's you know, you can just kind of put them to one side. That's what's going up mostly for me. I know, very technical term, no, but hey. Okay, so we have the Tower. So this one is very fun for me in a way, because it shows you, almost like in a Scorpio fashion, that you're gonna have to drag things down before you can rebuild. Now, she obviously looks a little bit pleased with herself. Don't know whether you can see her there, but she does look very pleased with herself, and it's kind of like, hell yeah, I did this. Yeah, I did it. Now, on the one hand, it's telling you, pay attention, don't look away. If there's somebody that's trying to cause some trouble, recognize it. Maybe don't be as close with them as you may have been. Just recognize the fact that not everybody is going to be as supportive as you hope and dream that they will be. On the other hand, I think it's going to be you yourself. I think it's going to be you kind of coming in going, hell with this, I'm not doing all this kind of, you know, whatever everyone else expects me to do. This is probably also a shock or some kind or surprising news, and that makes you go, oh crikey, okay, all hands on deck. Alright, this is shaking apart all my plans. I have no other plans. This is really intense stuff coming through here. I really need to do this. Okay, I have no time to do everything else, and I need to rebuild what I was planning on doing for the next 4 months. Now, obviously, that kind of change can really mess up people, and I think again it's that kind of thing of the balance. So with you guys, it necessarily means that you're going to have to make sure that you hold everything in equilibrium, and that you're kind of paying attention to your health, to your energy, and also to the plethora of things that you may suddenly have on your plate. Because it could be something like you're being very much pushed to do something in particular, but here we have the Seven of Pentacles, and to be honest, I think this is a really great card to have. This is something that to me represents individuality. It represents a lot of personality as well. And again, it's kind of like your back's turned with this little imp down here trying to play with things, but the harvest of your kind of efforts over the last few months, I think, is finally showing up, and you actually harvesting could create this complete change of events. You being able to take control and have this kind of connection could be the new beginning that you've always wanted. Now, I do think that this is about your faith and having that faith that things are going to work out for you. I also feel that this is your investment of time. This is your vision. This is your profit that's coming in. So if it takes a little bit of a whoa, like reschedule, redo everything, I think this is going to be worth it. Even if it means that you have to put prospective partners or your partner just to one side for a second, you can go with that. I think it would be worth your time. But then, of course, I think these go really hand in hand. I mean, both of these cards here are very much on the road, and they're very much kind of saying, you know, further down the line, but this to me comes across as the same message. So you have the Hanged Man here, which is very much a major arcana, but it can be kind of like that you're middling. There's nothing really here to make you go forwards, and you may actually, because it looks a little bit meditative, you may be thinking, crikey, what do I do with this? I've got all this to do. I just feel like I'm not going any further with it. I don't think that I'm actually putting enough effort into it. You are, but it may just be that you're not seeing the later efforts of all this kind of got to rip the system down in order to rebuild it. You're not seeing that yet. Or I have to completely rip down the love relationship before I can rebuild it. That sort of stuff. You will see it though. Take this opportunity to look at it as a different perspective. Maybe take it and see if there's anything else that you can achieve. You have the key. You can open this sort of lock here and you can free yourself. And to be honest, I haven't seen that key before. It's right in his hand there. So maybe you actually have the key to unlocking your movement forwards. Now this could be in various states. You know, it could be that you kind of feel that you, I mean, that's actually something that a lot of clients have said to me. They're like basically saying, Lorien, I feel like I'm up against a barrier and I'm revving the car and I'm ready to go, but this barrier is not going anywhere. It's like it's there and it's stopping me. So this basically, the barrier is the locks here, this kind of can't really go forward, don't know what I'm doing. But you have the key to unlock that barrier. You have the key to get past it. And I think it's about taking a plunge. Because once you've freed yourself, you have the ability to follow a path that maybe you've been a bit scared to go down. Maybe you've been a bit scared to put yourself out there. And kind of get those messages. Be curious. Maybe you've been a little bit lax when you want to discover new things. Maybe you need to take this little curious kitty, you know, and maybe you need to follow that advice as, okay, well, I'll walk the path very rarely trodden, you know, I'll see what's out there. I'll see if there's something that I can really achieve and, you know, that maybe I can explore for me. Maybe there's a road that I'm meant to go on that all this is leading to. Maybe because you're a little bit afraid to take that step, you haven't seen it yet. But the Three of Pentacles here is a really strong card. I mean, this is all about communication, but ultimately it is about your work getting recognised. I would say that this collaboration here could be something that you can teach others with. Once you get the knowledge, you can actually pass that down. But also I'm very intrigued by the 2 green candles here. I'm seeing loads of stuff in this reading that I haven't seen before. So the 2 green candles here to me represent prosperity and money and flowing of energy and flowing of that kind of richness that naturally comes with that sort of ability to kind of put yourself out there and have that kind of practice. Now if you see here, she's got the blue and the red paint, she's got the yellow, and hers are a little bit sloppy, not gonna lie. The yellow that she's done is absolutely perfect because she's honed her craft, she's worked at it, she's practiced it, and people are learning from what you're doing. And I think you're going to get these 2 candles very strongly kind of representing prosperity and money. To be perfectly honest, I do think that you're going to get some investment back again from the time that you've put in. So this is to people, this is to places that you've been before. I think you're going to get a gift or something from somebody who's maybe been to a place you really love. So that could be something that's kind of your investment back as well. You could also have somebody coming around to help you with certain things and give you that kind of support when you need it, when you gave it to them previously. But here, if I can pick it up, here is something that is quite astonishing really. The Page of Pentacles is about your enterprise. It's about your new journey. So you've taken this journey and you've taken the risk to go down it, and now you have the effort and then maybe even the money or the feeling of prosperity to say, hey, look how far I've come, look how great I'm doing. I've got a lot of knowledge, I've got a lot of learning, I've got, compared to this guy, I've got a nice fancy new tunic, got new boots, got a nice new cape, doing well for myself, I've got a map, you know, I've got money to burn. So it might not necessarily be about money, but it does feel like you're more affluent. It feels like you're a little bit better in regards to your health and maybe your kind of state of being. Maybe you have more optimism. It can be as simple as that. You can maybe actually say, hey, there is going to be something at the end of the tunnel. I can feel it. I can see this coming through. And that should actually be something that you really hold on to, I would say. Something that you truly enjoy needs to be focused on this month. And even here, 10 of Pentacles. I think here, this is you basically enjoying that. Enjoying a well-earned rest and break, I would say too. But this is all, it's about authority. And I would say that this is something to do with a completion of your establishment. And here again, let me just show you this guy here. Here again, we have, you've arrived. See, you've arrived where you need to be. You've used the map, you've used the winding roads, you're here and you're fine. And it's kind of like saying that you've matured, maybe even this entire month, or you've seen a totally different side of yourself. This allowed you to reach this connection. Also, it could be as simple as it's your birthday at the end of the month and you have a nice family get together. You could be traveling to see your family, you could be traveling to spend it with people, but I honestly believe that this is something to do with your connection to yourself and say, look, I've arrived, I've established this new path, I've established what I'm supposed to be doing, this is my new family now, this is my unit now, this is what I want to achieve, and I'm going to do my best to get it. The only thing that's kind of like the fly in the ointment in the whole of this is the Five of Wands. Too many cooks spoil the broth. There is so much animosity and arguments that could come through about the best way to do things, and the best way to go about this is this, and the most profitable way to do it, and you should tell this boy that you're not going to do blah 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 blah. You're not going to get anything done if you listen to all these conflicting opinions. Listen to your truth, listen to your heart. Conversely, I do think that this could be some family members when you get there that may be having some of their own disputes or it could be friends, family, work people who are having their own disputes and want to involve you, and you just go, hey, no, 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 nope, I'm focusing on my own road. You can go and do whatever you want to do, but I'm focusing on my own thing. I'm not really going to pay attention to all that kind of stuff. So I think that's basically what you're trying to do here, is focusing on your own road, focusing on your own path, head down, working, maybe not feeling so guilty about having to work, because if you do feel guilty, you could be a little bit defensive. And some of those battles that you're defending against, I think maybe they're passing now. So don't keep putting, like, put up your dukes. You know, you don't really have to do that. You don't have to keep defending yourself against a threat that isn't there, or a thing that isn't there. Maybe just let your guard down a little bit. You know, that kind of thing. So let's have a look at what the runes have to say for us. Okay, so, oh, all right. So they just showed me something very strange, and I knew the name of this was Gibo, but they just took that word from me, and it's just kind of like, whoa. This is about gifts and personal relationships, so happy birthday. But I also feel like this is, again, something about the whole month. It's about how you interact with people. Again, communication. It's also about how you want to invite people into your life. Change is a gift. Very, very little people in this world are able to kind of afford change or go through change in a way that really benefits them. So I think this change is going to do you something good. You can actually have your investment back of all the energy you've maybe spent improving yourself or striving for something over the course of the last few months, even years. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is a ruse, and it's not quite reverse, because it would be like that, but it came out kind of like this, so I would say it's kind of upright. This is basically about your strength, so it could be physical strength, it could be strength of mind, emotional strength, but also about the desire of what you want to get. What do you want to achieve? Do you want to have it like the hair and, oh well, take it for granted and then have somebody else come and steal it from you, or do you want to keep applying yourself? That's kind of what comes through for me here. And I would say that you're building a very strong structure, and again, it could even be that this is something that you have put off for a while. Yeah, they're saying something that you've put off for a while is coming back around, and don't be afraid to tackle this head on. Let's see if I can get some more stuff coming through here. Oh, okay. So this one is a very, well, I would say intriguing one, and it doesn't come out often. I believe it begins with an E, something was. I can't remember. But yeah, this is about trustworthiness, protection, and also your motivation. So I think your motivation is going to be quite high for this one as well. Again, it can sometimes represent a little bit of defense. So it could be something like, you know, I'm pushing too hard here, but a lot of it I think has to do with that kind of drive that you have, and maybe your motivation soars when you see how far you've come, from how far you were maybe last year to this year for your birthday and things. You're probably going to look back and go, wow, that was quite a long journey, but it was worth it. Hey, okay, so I don't know whether it was this one. If it was this one, unfortunately, it is a bit of strife. This is Wunjo, and this can be a little bit of, like, feeling a little bit sorrowful, and maybe having that conflict around. So that being there is really not surprising to me. Ultimately, if it was upright, it would mean joy and comfort and pleasure and a little bit of fellowship, even. But because it's kind of upside down, I'm going to say it's a little bit of that kind of strife. You want to feel comfortable, you want to feel like you have some joy and revel in this achievement, but there's going to be some people who want to take that from you, and they're lower energy anyway, and just ignore them. Really do ignore them. I think they don't really know what they're talking about. As my mother would say, they don't know their arse from their elbow. So just leave them alone. It's absolutely fine, and I don't think you need to worry too much about it. But let me know how it's going for you this month, Libra. I really do think that it's going to be quite an intriguing turn of events. I would hope that you let me know what you have planned for your birthdays or just personally anyway. Leave it in the comments below. I really do appreciate everything that you do for me, subscribing, sharing, liking. It really means the world, so thank you so much for your contributions. If you do want a personal reading from me, head to the website to my readings page, buy the reading that you want and I get it to you as soon as I possibly can, or email me lorientarot@gmail.com. If you can't see anything that you want or need, then I'll be happy to help you. But yeah, I really do think this is actually coming through so well for you, and I would recommend maybe meditation a little bit towards the beginning of the month, but it's a good sign, and I really look forward to reading for you in October. Take care, everybody.